Happy Pride from Diamond Digest. We're guessing Bryce Harper's Raw Mill. It's time to do it. We're doing a little check-in for every team real quick. That's how we're going to do this. So we get content out about every team. No one accuses me of hating on the Reds, even though, boy, I'm about to say how fucking terrible they are.
Bro, I've been watching Brady Singer struggle with those strikes tonight.
You've been watching Brady Singer struggle with throw strikes his entire career.
I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can slander Ellie right now. It's a tough time.
Ellie is like the only good thing going on for that team, other than like a surprisingly nice rebound from TJ Friedel.
Yeah.
Matt McLean.
Wait, who's else? They also had a starter carve up the Cubs.
Abbott's been great. Andrew Abbott has been phenomenal. So, I mean, Hunter Green is back. He's starting to – they're letting him – he's got to find the Ks again. But he's starting to ramp back up into innings and things like that. Reds fans, particularly in the comments of a lot of our videos, got real mad at me. Oh, you biased Cardinals fan. I remember comments specifically coming back to this video when they're 86 and 76. Oh, how's that looking?
Gavin Lux has looked surprisingly not bad.
Who doesn't look surprisingly not bad?
Gavin Lux.
Go look at his defense. He's hitting, but the defense has been.
We're talking about defense? We're talking about defense.
Hey, if we're talking about a baseball player being good, we got to talk about it all, man.
Yeah, I said surprisingly not terrible. He's been.
I mean, he's average. I think I called him average, and I think he's been an average player. He's hitting well, but his defense is bad, so he's an average baseball player.
Also playing out of position, which doesn't help.
Yeah, half their lineup is. It's. I don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the Reds season has been mystifying. Their run differential is almost the same as the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are 7 games over 500, and the Reds are 2 games under. I think that's just the tale of your season. They don't have a bullpen, which is what my concern was. They lack starting pitching depth. They're fun but bad, and I think that's fair. I'd rather be fun and bad than not fun and bad. We can talk about the Pirates.
The Rockies.
Well, we'll get to the Rockies. We might.
You want to talk about the Pirates? Why am I hearing like literally any rumors of Paul Skeens trade talk?
Yeah, it's not even a rumor. It's just people.
It's people looking to interact.
Yeah,
it's clickbait. It's bad. It's bad for the sport that we're even talking about a guy who's.
It's bad for the sport to even suggest it, though. Like, yes, it is bad for the sport, and it's on the Pirates, but like. Shame on the Athletic for being like, we know this isn't going to happen, but imagine if it did. How would you like Dalton rushing? Like, go.
Well, I mean, because Jim Bowden, like, the only thing that he has learned gets any attention is when he's like, I was a GM once. Here's traits that could happen.
Dude, Jim Bowden, stinky poo-poo. That's all I got to say about Jim Bowden's analysis. Jim Bowden, here's a good piece of advice for anyone that's a fan of your favorite team. You should only use Jim Bowden-related content if he speaks nicely or ranks one of your prospects. Use it exclusively for narrative purposes and then move on. That's the only time you ever use anything he has to say.
He's only right when he says something that you like.
Correct. Exactly. And you can say the same thing about us, but I'd like to think that we say more things that you like than Jim Bowden does. We certainly cannot spend too much time on the Milwaukee Brewers, mainly because I don't want to. They're 4 games over 500. They're on a dub 7. Yelich seems to be back from the dead. Brandon Woodruff will be making his long-anticipated debut either Sunday or Monday. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have anything to say about them other than, like, if they added at the deadline, maybe they could sneak in the playoffs. But they're not going to do that. So I think they're just going to play things out as they are.
They're going to trade Rhys Hoskins for because he's playing out of his mind.
Would it even be I hate to be sympathetic to this club, but I can squint and see them not even adding and making the playoffs. Like,
you can? Because I can't see
they're
them.
like the NL Rays, where like they'll trade off their expiring contracts and they'll still be good.
Well, okay, here's the case that I can build, right? Okay. Number one, Woodruff is obviously a fantastic pitcher. He hasn't even thrown a pitch for them yet, and he's about to come back. If he pitches for the rest of the season, that's a big add to their staff. Number two, a lot of their position players, including Churio and William Contreras, are not at the same level that they were last year. Of course, that's not possible. Like, it's possible that that's the new normal for them, but if they get back even closer to that level, this team elevates its game, its offense for the rest of the season. And number 3, there are 3 wildcard spots in the National League. I see the Brewers, if all these things come together the rest of the way, I see the Brewers as coming out in second place, potentially even contending for the NL Central, coming out in second place in the division. The Phillies or Mets probably have one of those spots locked up. And then there's a bloodbath in the NL West where the likely favorite for a wildcard spot is probably the farthest behind out of everyone right now. And will the Braves put it together? I don't know. So the Brewers, record-wise, are in as good a spot or better as to get a wild card spot as most of the rest of the National League right now. I mean, they're within like 2 games of pretty much any other wild card tender aside from the Phillies/Mets. And if they're, better the rest of the way out, which it seems like they really could be, then they're currently 4 games over 500 and slated to play their best ball of the year from here on out. That's the case I see.
Here's what I'll poke holes in that I think is reasonable. Woodruff coming off TOS surgery in his shoulder, or a capsular surgery in his shoulder, like a very like a career ender for 60% of people that get it. So I don't think Woodruff is returning to frontline starter. I think he is going to become a Chad innings eater plus. That's what I think that he's maybe going to turn into, which is a good. There's value in that. Do not get me wrong, and they desperately need that. Their bullpen has also thrown a majority of their innings this year. Their bullpen has thrown more innings than their starting pitching. So even with Woodruff,
I mean, they have like 3 starters right now, and they're having like Chad Patrick and DL Hall pitch like
I don't
bulk outings.
I don't think Woodruff is enough in that regard. I hear you on regression to the mean for Churio and Contreras to be certain. I will be honest with you though. I think with all of that laid out, that would put them as good as where the Cardinals are right now. So I don't think that I think it would put them in the mix. I don't think that gives them a favorite shot. Like, I think the Cardinals are still behind Phillies, Mets, Braves, and Padres still. Like, it's gonna take some
and maybe Giants.
magic. So
and maybe Giants, yeah. But I think they could be.
I hear the argument on Giants. I think that they're. I'd rather have the Cardinals line up than the Giants personally.
Yeah, but the Cardinals don't have a Logan Webb. Is the argument for the Giants? They have
Sonny Gray. So like they do. It's just a different version. Like,
all right now.
No.
Let's be a little bit serious here.
Logan Webb is obviously a better pitcher than Sonny Gray, but the Cardinals do have an SP1. Is the point I was making. It is not that they are without that. That is the point. I want to make that abundantly clear. Just so we have that for editing purposes. I'm not getting yelled at in the comments. Logan Webb is better than Sonny Gray. I just mean they have a 1. And Freddie Peralta is also not going to the games.
Robbie Ray.
Going back to the Brewers real quick. Going back to the Brewers, Peralta's not pitching deep into games. He has like one quality start this year. Milwaukee is missing a 1.
Yeah. Yes, Drew. Robbie Ray has been cooking, like pitching so well this year.
Very well.
Good. And their young guys are kind of cooking too. Roop and
is Robbie Ray as good as Ben Brown?
Is Robbie Ray as good as Ben Brown after an opener? No.
The Martians have the death beam. I want Ben Brown.
Wait, throw in Drew Pomeranz too.
Oh my God. All right, we gotta cut this one off. But anyway, sticking to NL Central, I alluded to it, but I still think even with the theoretical improvements with Milwaukee, I think that puts them even with the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals have been playing exactly to true talent. They're projected to win 84 games. They won 83 last year, and all they added was Phil Maton. So I was kind of like, last year was kind of like swimming in Jell-O to watch them play, and this year it's more fun to watch them play, and they're just as good. That all seems to be going well. The question is, does 85 wins get you wild card 3? That's really what it boils
to be
down
seen. How we doing?
How about Palencia? I'll give you a little runway
He's been
there.
awesome.
The bullpen seems to be revealing itself.
Yeah, the bullpen's shaking out, and it's shaking out in a way that's not just, oh shit, everyone like nobody can handle high leverage. So thank God for that, because we've seen that in recent years. Yeah, I think I mean, without paying too close attention, I think somebody posted something along the lines of, the Cubs came out of their sort of early season gauntlet into a lighter stretch of games, and there's something like, the figure I saw was 14-4. That may or may not be correct in that span, but I mean, that's exactly like, haven't lost a series, haven't really dropped too many games, and a lot of games that you're supposed to win. So can't ask for much more than that at this point.
Yeah, it's interesting. You want to talk about the other reason why I want to favor a team like St. Louis over a team like Milwaukee? The Cubs and the Cardinals are the only two teams with a winning record in the National League that their strength of schedule their win percentage is under 500. So if you want to talk about two teams that are kind of in a prime position to sort of pick up wins and maybe have gone through the more difficult portion of their schedule.
To get the rest of the NL Central.
Yeah, we have yet to play the rest of the NL Central. We haven't played the Cubs yet either. I talked about this today with some friends. Drew is privy to that conversation.
Yankees and Red Sox haven't played either.
We're still 3 weeks away from the first Cubs-Cardinals series.
And it's, Rudy, I think you'll agree, it's utter woke crap. It is utter woke nonsense. I'm tired of it. It's bad for the game that, like, the Cubs and Cardinals should have already played twice. It's June.
Yeah. I mean, it's partially because we have, 13 games against each team instead of 19 now?
That needs to go back up. It doesn't need to be 19 or whatever. Make it 16. Make it make it 5 series. I can't do this anymore.
And, I mean, to some extent, it leaves me in a position feeling like the baseball that's already happened, doesn't matter that much. Like, the Cubs have played a lot of good teams and played pretty well. I mean, you lost a couple series here and there to the Giants, to the Mets. But, I went back and checked 14-4 against these teams that they should be beating. Playing great baseball. Again, just like I said the last time we recorded, if your expectation for the Cubs at this point was higher than what they've currently done, you were a little delusional coming into the year. But
you were Tom Ricketts the third or whatever they're named.
It feels like that does not matter when the entire divisional schedule is yet to play out. The Cubs could lay stinkers against the division, and you're screwed.
Right. And the other thing, too, is, and Rudy, I think you'll agree with this, I mean, it's still a rivalry. Three out of 4 versus the fucking Angels versus 3 out of 4 against the Cubs.
Yeah.
It matters. It matters to me. And I get, obviously, literally what I am wearing right now, LMAO. Obviously, I love rivalries, and that is important to me. I think it's an important part of sport fandom. But,
definitely.
I don't give a shit about a series win over the Mets. I shouldn't say that. The Mets I do care about, actually. But a fucking series win over the Marlins, I don't care. I don't need to interleague play already. I don't need to play them multiple times every year. I don't need to. I can play them once, and I'm happy. I would rather play a team that I have friends and family that root for, and, it's just more interesting. And, I'm sorry that, Rudy, our teams happen to play in a division of penny pinching dorks, but that's our cross to bear. And I'm sorry that we get to have that and you don't, but we shouldn't be punished as a fandom. Our rivalry should not be lessened because there's penny pinching dipshits in our division. That's not on us. And I think that's ridiculous.
And to be honest, I think as well that there's a certain I don't know. It's almost like for the sake of pacing out a year, it's better to have mix in series that matter a lot for the sake of your division race with some that don't. Versus for the Cubs, this 2-3 week stretch in late May where it's just we're going to kind of just play shitty teams and none of them are really division rivals. And so if we don't sweep the White Sox and the Rockies, that really sucks. And we're going to sweat out these 2-1 victories over Colorado because these it matters so much to be in that position right now, but we still have to play the games that matter even more. I don't know, if you mix these in with the divisional matchups instead of, I don't know, they've probably got some absurd 2 week stretch where they're only playing NL Central opponents late in the year. And it's just like pacing is important here too.
Well, and the other thing too that I want to talk about, the exact point that I made today, it works out wonderful this year for the Cubs and Cardinals because it's the last series of the year, right? So it could very well, that series very well could be like, hey, if the Cardinals split this series or do better than that, then they're in the wild card, and like that'll be awesome. I mean, I hope it's not. I would love for us to clinch beforehand, but like that would be sick if that happens. Last year, the last time these two teams played each other was August 4th. And like that sucks. It sucks to be in the first week of August and be like, well, we've got 7 weeks left of baseball and we don't play the team that I care about beating the most at all. That sucks. Yeah. And I want that addressed. Also, MLB rivalry weekend, the Royals are not our rivals, bro. Kansas City hates St. Louis. It's a very one-sided, weird. I know Rudy's not really privy to that portion of it. It's a very strange, one-sided rivalry thing that I don't really understand. And we played in one World Series 40 years ago. Yeah, I'm good, dude. Cubs and White Sox. Who's moved by that? No one that's in the suburbs. That's every suburbanite that is a Chicago baseball fan does not care about that.
White Sox fans on Reddit praying to take a single game seems to care.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you could have given them one. They lost more games than anyone ever last year. I feel that's okay.
Luckily for White Sox fans, they're only going to be the worst team in baseball history for 1 year.
But here's a good example, Rudy. Was it a big rivalry?
No, the Rockies. The Rockies. Granted, this is how they've started the year, but the Rockies still have not matched what was the worst stretch of last year for the White Sox when they went 8-52 over 60 games.
Good God, dude! By 1 game, they're going to skim that by 1 game because they're 9-50 right now. So
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's doing a little bit of a disservice to the fact that the White Sox did so badly last year to say that the Rockies are nailed on to break it.
The Rockies are winning a baseball game right now. It's 6-4 in Miami, bottom 9. Hold on to your hats, boys.
Oh, why am I not watching that?
Why are we not tapped in for that matchup, dude? You're not tapped in for Tyro Estrada RBW, dude. Come on, bro.
You're not tapped in for Jesus Sanchez versus Zach Agnos.
All right, let's do AL Central. We got to work on speeding through these. It's also my fault.
Okay.
White Sox. They're regular bad this year. I've been to games. I've watched them on television.
Historically bad.
They're going to lose a lot of games,
but like
they're currently projected to go 58-104, which
that's regular bad.
That's a respectable bad. The thing that makes me feel horrible for them, they have the single most difficult schedule by win percentage of their opponents for the rest of the year. So I do feel bad for them.
The good thing for White Sox fans is the future is here. Like Edgar Carra's been called up. Like Kyle Teal's on the way. Like there are things to watch for.
Yeah, I told you I'm watching them on television. I don't root for them. So like that should show you that there are things like Shane Smith. There was a world in which Shane Smith might pull off AL Rookie of the Year and be an All-Star, which would be just awesome. So I'm kind of hoping Shane Smith balls out and makes that race interesting. Rudy, the Royals, whole lot of mid.
Yeah. I mean, you're still in the wild card race. Pitching seems pretty good. I don't know. I really haven't watched much to say one way or another.
Lugo and Riggins were hurt at some point.
Riggins is hurt. Lugo is healthy right now.
Okay. So Lugo
Bubic
back. Bubic has been unreal.
Bubic is still cooking.
In a Tariq Skubal-free world, Chris Bubic may be the AL Cy Young, man. That dude has been slinging it.
What draft did Skubal come in? Because they may have even come in the same draft.
Ooh, that's a wonderful question.
Bubic.
Go ahead. When was Bubic?
Bubic was in the 18 class when the Royals drafted like Tariq, 7 college pitchers. Yeah.
Round 9, pick 1 out of Seattle University for the Detroit Tigers.
He was a 9th rounder. Okay, because the Royals' whole thing that year was they drafted their draft kicked off with like 6 college pitchers or something.
Hell yeah, dude.
Which was like
none of them were good.
No. That was none of them. Okay, Bubic is the first one to be like consistently good in the major leagues.
Yeah.
But this is also Brady Singer and Daniel. Like to have 3 of them hit is actually.
I remember being
pitchers.
a Daniel Lynch draft. I was such a believer in Daniel Lynch, bro. Golly, was I bamboozled? The Cleveland Guardians. Carlos Santana apology form. Carlos Santana apology form.
Until further notice.
Apology form. I'm sorry, Mr. Carlos. You will play baseball until you die. I'm so sorry, my king. I should have never said anything. Golly, man.
Oh, my God. The Rockies might lose, by the way.
There's no fucking way.
Oh, okay. Well, so actually, they kind of got gifted an out.
You know what's nuts? You know what is nuts? The pitcher with the most WAR on the Cleveland Guardians right now is Cade Smith.
That's awesome, dude. He's such a dog out of the pen.
Cade Smith has more WAR than any of their starting pitchers.
Dude, who is closing this game for the Rockies? Agnos?
Agnos.
So they got saved by the fact that
bro. 8 strikeouts in 17 innings, though. That's not going to play.
They got saved by the fact that Jesus Sanchez got caught up on a little bloop single and is slow. Because he singled, and then whoever hits after him, Ramirez, hit a little bloop single, and they would have first and
Rockies
second
with
none out right
Rockies
now.
Win.
No way.
They got Stowers to ground.
Ring the bell for win number 10. Ring the bell for win number 10. Hey, the march to 500 starts today, boys. All you need is a light dub.
Only need 40 in a row.
A light dub 41, and you're 500, man.
The White Sox won number 10, over a month ago?
In 2024, yeah.
No, 25. They the White Sox.
They're 18 and
41.
They're
But I saw something that the Rockies until now had been yet to win number 10, and every other team had done it over a month ago.
So the Guardians, they're chugging along. They're playing Guardians baseball, but obligatory Carlos Santana apology form. That dude has turned it on again, and now he's rocking like a 770 OPS again. I'm going to start pushing some disgusting narratives about him being a Veterans Committee Hall of Famer because at this point, it needs to be respected.
He's had a better career than Sal Perez.
I love that. And on that note, we're going to start talking about the Twins. I will not let Rudy rebuttal that. I don't know why Fangraphs is in love with the Twins more than they are the Guardians. I'll be entirely honest. Chris Paddock just had an 8-inning, 10K performance. Granted, it was in Seattle.
He's such an odd player.
The Twins were dog, and they salvaged their season, but they're doing it in a way that really surprises me. Royce Lewis has been dog shit.
Carlos Correa has turned it around.
Buxton has been healthy and
Buxton's
good.
Been awesome.
So they've got a very interesting cast of characters on that roster. I don't think it's going to max. They're projected on Fangraphs for 86 wins. Maybe
Harrison Bader has their second most WAR by position players.
Harrison Bader is going to be a very interesting trade deadline chip, in my opinion. And in first place in the AL Central, the Tigers.
Very, very
the
good.
The gritty Tigs, dude.
They're
here. And Parker Meadows just got off the IL too. So
excited.
I am very intrigued by the Tigers.
Currently up 8-0 on the White Sox.
Commonplace for the White Sox to be. I would lock up Tariq Skubal for life and let it ride. Yeah. It's kind of how
Kerry Carpenter, 2 home runs, 2-home-run game, 4 RBIs.
They've got some stuff to figure out in terms of their lineup because Hinch is such a dope manager, but you can only platoon so many guys before you run into the playoffs, and that's what happened to the Tigers. So we'll see, but the vibes are great in the Motor City.
Dylan Dingler, where did he come from? He's having a great season.
That's Big Ten baseball right there for you. That's bad.
Dylan Dingler has
some decidedly not good baseball. Do you smell that, Drew? I'm getting the scent of Old Bay and underperforming expectations. It's the Baltimore Orioles. They have been.
Hey, they beat the White Sox.
Yeah,
they swept them.
I'd say that's meeting expectations. Is winning a series against the White Sox.
They're meeting expectations now. in some instances.
Shout out elementary school report cards. Everyone has to go around the table and say one nice thing about the Orioles. I'll talk about Ryan O'Hearn. Wow. Better age 30 breakout than Aaron Judge, some are saying. It's definitely not.
Not me. I'm not saying that.
I just want to let something drop in front of Drew. Ryan O'Hearn has been a pleasant bright spot. The Orioles certainly probably don't want to do this. They need to trade him. I don't know.
O'Hearn and Mullins are going to like that. Would be my positive. Is this season's kind of over, but O'Hearn and Mullins are going to fetch you really nice returns on the trade.
You know who should trade for Ryan O'Hearn? We'll talk about them right now. The Boston Red Sox. So they have an actual grown adult playing first base every day.
As we are speaking, Romy Gonzalez, their third string first baseman, just got hurt. In the game they're playing tonight. Just
Rafael Devers, get ready to learn first base, buddy. It's time. The Red Sox, reportedly, their Padres are interested in Jarren Duran. We'll talk about the Padres in a sec, but long live the MLB The Show San Diego Padres, dude. It's awesome how they run their team. It is the most ethical way to run a team I've ever seen in my life. The Red Sox I don't know. Like, I remember at the start of the year, welcome to Make It About Your Own Ball Club moment, but I remember conversations I had about the Cardinals where it was just like, if you think the Cardinals are going to win like 85 games, like I said, I think they would. It was like some teams have to be dog shit then that you're not predicting. And the Red Sox were not on my list. Neither was Baltimore, but I thought the Red Sox were going to be kind of in the same tier as the Cardinals, and it's just
their pitching is really bad. Here is how bad the Red Sox pitching staff. Can you guess who their second most F4 pitcher is on the roster right now?
I don't know. Drew, Aroldis Chapman?
He's third. He's 0.1 F4 behind
Garrett Whitlock.
No. It is Hunter Dobbins.
Oh, great! I certainly would have not have gotten that name in a million years.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
SP7 coming into the year.
Yeah.
Christ almighty. Okay.
But and more bad news for the Red Sox. Their best player on the season is hurt. Alex Bregman is going to be out for more than a month.
Yes, their fifth most valuable pitcher thus far is a 37-year-old Justin Wilson. I was not expecting that one, bro.
Bro, at what point does Rich Hill make a start for the Red Sox this year? Like, it has to happen, right?
Like soon. Before the end of the month. He's going to get ramped up. The Royals are going to give him a start, and then he's going to get put on waivers, and the Red Sox are going to claim him. Book that insanely specific hot take. Right now, baby. Bet on it. The Tampa Bay Rays.
They've been
kind
of a pleasant surprise.
They're playing baseball.
Their
starting pitching has been surprisingly very good.
Taj Bradley's in one of his phases where he is prime Pedro.
Wait, you're still surprised, Drew?
I mean, I don't think I expect
Drew Rasmussen looks great off
Drew Rasmussen will be an all-star this year. He's been awesome.
When Ray's pitching good.
Yeah, that too. But Jonathan Aranda has been really good.
Montgomery out of the pen has been disgusting. However, Tampa, they're
also bad. Like, he's been giving up a lot of runs. His stuff is insane.
It's still fun to watch. That's a true reliever.
I mean, he's a
true reliever should make you have.
So he's basically throwing 105.
Yeah, it's sick. I want to talk about Toronto here. I want to give them some props. All right.
Yeah.
They looked a little dead to rights at the start of the year. They started off real sluggish, and then they kind of got the Vlad extension done. And I'm not one to plant belief, but I have to imagine that maybe gave some clarity to the locker room. I don't know. I just get the vibe. I'm being serious. I get the vibe that knowing all right, we've got our guy. We've got
current best position player on the Blue Jays, Ernie Clement, by by the way.
It's still Vlad Guerrero, but that's okay.
He's the most F4 on the team.
Is Varsho hurt? Is Varsho hurt? Okay.
Yeah, he heard him.
I think it gave the team the clarity that it needed of like, hey, like we've got the long-term piece in place that wants to be here. He's made the investment. Let's just
Which
go
is
out
kind
and
of
play
funny
ball.
because the guy who isn't going to be there long term, who's probably going to get traded, has also been playing really well. Bo Bichette has been
I don't
out
know
of
if
his
he's going to get
mind.
traded, man. If they're a winning team, like this team is going to buy at the deadline.
Yeah, but they.
I'm not sure how.
Like,
Someone just
I don't know. I don't think they'll trade him for like
it's
16-year-old
his main
prospects.
hiding.
But I think there's no chance they
And
have
not-
very clearly shown that they don't want to bring Bo Bichette back.
I don't know. Did they? And were they giving that vibe off in 2023? I don't know if they were.
Yeah.
But I think last year was a year to forget. He's found the power stroke. I don't know. He's in wait.
We'll
and see
see,
mode.
but I wouldn't
wait
be
and see
surprised
mode.
if he gets traded.
The Yankees. We've talked about the Yankees a little bit. I feel like they're just chugging along, and they're so far up in the AL Central.
The pitching has
AL
been
East,
really surprisingly good recently, is the thing that I would like to highlight. Will Warren and Ryan Yarbrough have been revelations at the back end of the rotation. Will Warren obviously had a massive blow up against the Dodgers, but before that, in May, he had like a 2.3 ERA and like a 1.5 FIP in the month of May until that started, mostly, where he got demolished. But those two guys have made it so that the Yankees aren't starting Marcus Stroman and Carlos Carrasco and basically forfeiting 2 out of every 5 games.
That was crazy. That was happening at some point this year for them.
Yeah, at the start of the season, that was their rotation. It was Will Warren was in because Clark Schmidt started the year hurt, but they had Carlos Carrasco and Marcus Stroman starting 2 out of every 5 games, and it was just forfeiting those games. And it's like maybe the offense scores 15 and we win, but otherwise we're going to lose. It's like an 80% chance we lose. And the fact that those two guys, Warren and Yarbrough, have been so good on the back end of the rotation is a huge reason why the Yankees have started picking up steam and like kind of separating themselves from the rest of the division.
Let's do some NL East.
Before we exit the AL East, I have one more victory lap to take, which is before the season when I was vehemently arguing that Gunnar Henderson is not the best shortstop in baseball as of the beginning of the year.
It's obviously Geraldo Perdomo.
Fill in with whoever you want. I filled it in with Bobby Witt Jr. personally. Yeah. But no matter what, I'm taking a victory lap on the take that it is not Gunnar Henderson nailed on.
When we get to the AL West.
Kyle Tucker trade might have it worked out for them. Like Kim Smith and Isaac Paredes have both been really good.
You know what I mean? You don't get credit for it. You don't get
credit.
But
it's hard to trade a superstar away and not end up the loser of the trade outright.
They are the loser. In my opinion, they're the loser of the trade. They did not pay Kyle Tucker and keep him. They are losers.
Yeah, that's definitely. But it is hard to trade away a superstar and not end up looking like a buffoon instantly. And the Astros have
because the last like 2 times it's happened at this magnitude, it has worked out ungodly well. I'm of course referring to the Washington Nationals, but like.
I mean, I don't think the Padres' return for Soto to the Yankees has been like astronomically amazing. Like King is awesome, and they got Cease out of Drew Thorpe, but they didn't do anything with them.
I mean, Michael King and Dylan Cease are both on their team, and they're probably going to make the playoffs and like have a run here.
Yeah,
they took the World Series champs to 5, which is,
I guess. Well,
I don't know.
In a series of 5, yeah. That they also went like scoreless for the last 3 games.
True, and it's because Mike Schultz not a good manager, but like Mike Matheny Schultz is, I believe, his middle name. There's something. Just
like it's just like it's easy to get burnt, and I think Isaac Paredes and Cam Smith have both shown that they're very good.
I think they're in a decent spot. It's just I'd rather have Kyle Tucker. And they need to fire everyone. That's
totally fair.
They need to fire everyone in their athletic training office. It's medical malpractice at this point. The way
Jordan has not played a game this season, which is nuts.
Like
the fact
he's
they're over 500 without him.
He's out another month because they can't figure out what's wrong.
He has like a broken hand that they didn't even notice.
It's mind-boggling. They're trying to chase down the Mariners right now, who just called up Cole Young.
Yep. The Astros
The
just
Mariners,
called up
I
Jacob
think, are
Melton.
about. I think the Mariners are. This is maybe a bold take, and Mariners fans are about to hit me with the fell for it again award. But I feel like the Mariners are about to hit. They're about to elevate from just good enough to legitimately good. They've got a lot of prospects that are ready to come up, and I think that enough of them are going to hit where we're going to be talking about that team contending in a way that is not just getting there.
Yeah, I mean, I think they, as of right now, we're probably the third best team in the AL, and I think they could put up a solid fight against the Yankees or the Tigers. But as of right now, I think it's pretty fair to say that they're a tier below the Yankees and the Tigers. And I think,
yeah, for sure.
I think they can improve, and they have a lot of prospects that are coming up, obviously. But I think next year is the year where they say we want to try and win the AL this year.
This year, we're going to win 56% of our games, not 54.
Yeah, they're going to win 89 games instead of 84.
The Rangers, boy, I picked them to win the World Series
They
at the start of this
cannot
year.
hit.
They can't hit.
They can't. The only nice thing I'll say, DeGrom is DeGrom again. Oh, it's such a treat to watch.
It's
fun to watch
him.
Just to watch
Tyler
him get on
Mahle,
that
too,
mound.
is fun.
To watch him do it as this command god, I'm like, oh, he's become my favorite kind of pitcher to watch, which is just god tier efficiency. Oh my god, man, he's so sick.
He's fun to watch.
Hey, speaking of
outdueled by Ryan Yarbrough, common Ryan Yarbrough W.
You know who he wasn't outdueled by, but almost outdueled by? Eric Fetty on Sunday. That was crazy. It was 2-1 after 6.
Ryan Yarbrough has now in 4 starts outdueled Jacob deGrom and Yoshinobu Yamamoto already this
Incredible. Earlier with the White Sox, we talked about, hey, regular bad, and that's an improvement. Of course, the Angels also fit in that bucket.
I was thinking you were going to talk about
the Athletics are not regular bad. We're getting to them. They are free falling. The Angels are regular bad.
They were pretty good at one point, and then everything fell apart.
They have a insanely harsh Fangraphs rest of season projection, which is really funny, by a considerable margin. I'm pretty sure they have the White Sox winning more games.
Than the Angels?
I lied. Not the White Sox. They've got every team. The White Sox, the Marlins, and the Rockies are the only team projected to win less games than the Angels, according to Fangraphs. I'm not that harsh on it. I think this team is going to win 77 or 78 games. Which I would argue is an improvement. Logan O'Hoppe, the old folks home bingo wheel, they finally landed Yohan Moncada. They finally took a chance on a washed 30-year-old.
And now he's hurt.
He went on his third IL stint this year, but that's kind of what he does. So the fact he's been productive while healthy.
Yeah, he's at a 135 WRC plus this year.
Did you guys see the clip where he was pinch hitting and they sent him up, but somehow the team accumulated a pitch clock violation? There was a pitch clock violation that wasn't really his fault. So he goes up to bat and doesn't realize that he's already got a strike, and then takes 2 pitches looking and strikes out looking, and didn't even know it was strike 3.
Awesome. Trout's back. That's good. I hope he stays healthy for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
To a team that is, Jake Mintz on Cespedes Family Barbecue, shout out, talked about how he doesn't like that he's an A's hater. He doesn't want to be an A's hater, but he feels he has to be. And I agree. And boy, let me tell you, there is nothing like a good hate watch, like watching a team drop 21 out of 24 games. Oh boy.
Yeah, they were over 500 at one point.
That's correct. And over 500, not we're 2-1.
No, 25-20.
They are now 23-37 as of recording. It's bottomed out for them in a big way. And you know what? That's what you get when you have a dipshit stadium and a dipshit owner, and you could go fuck yourself. That's all I have to say about that.
Jacob Wilson's still a top 10 hitter in baseball, though.
I've got nothing but love in my heart for a lot of those position players. Jacob Wilson, AL Rookie of the Year watch is so unbelievably on. But golly, man, John Fisher, kiss my ass, buddy.
Yep.
That you deserve. I can't think of someone more deserving.
Get in line, Carson.
It's Drew's favorite division, the NL East.
Oh yeah, my favorite division.
Clip that. I want that clip paid.
I hate you.
The Phillies.
Good at baseball. Kyle Schwarber, like legitimately one of the best hitters in baseball.
Dude, he is going to be so good for the Las Vegas Athletics next year when they have to drastically overpay someone.
They're still not moving to Las Vegas.
I know they're not. The Salt Lake Athletics, the Carson City Athletics,
Sacramento.
the Schaumburg Athletics should push come to shove. That was just for Rudy. Make them play in the Boomers Stadium.
You'd really like it if they were the Carson City Athletics, wouldn't you? That would really.
I would absolutely purchase a jersey. Actually, I'll say that right now. John Fisher, you will not have to kiss my pale white ass if you move the team to Carson City. I will take it all back.
Right,
I also want a year's worth of free gap. Those are my two demands. My two hostage demands. I'm not
moved until I see the Kane County Athletics.
They used to, weren't they used? Didn't they used to be the?
They did used to be an affiliate. They've been Athletics, Cubs, Royals,
Cubs, Marlins,
because
Zambrano.
Miggy played for
Miggy,
Kane County, and they were the D-backs before they went Indy. Because
Yep.
I when I worked there saw Perdomo as a Kane County Cougar.
My local club is Indy now. They were the Astros. I remember watching Mark Appel, who was the
Damn.
That's a name drop.
I watched his first pro game, and I was like, wow, this guy's unreal. He was awesome.
The Phillies and the Mets. I'm going to just lump them together. These two teams are going to be swapping blows like prize fighters, I think, all season long.
Their rotations have been amazing, both of them.
Absolutely. And if that's with Aaron Nola being stinky doo-doo as he currently rehabs. Get well soon, King. I traded for you in my Dynasty League, so looking forward to that resurgence, my King. The Braves. Rudy, your shorting of Braves stock.
Continuing to look pretty good.
Continuing to look nice.
And they
may just be mid this year.
Every pitcher they get back, they lose another, it seems.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the same guy in the case of Spencer Strider.
To the point where the Nationals are ahead of them by half a game in the NL.
Dude, the Nats look good. They got a little scrap to them.
Swellenbach has been awesome, I will say.
Swellenbach has been nice for the Braves, but hey, the Nats are doing this with
James Wood is here.
James Wood is amazing.
Dude, we got Juan Soto at home, complimentary. Like it's crazy.
What is he at? Like a 165 WRC plus right now?
And they're doing this with Cruz on the shelf. And Cruz was starting to heat up and find it
a little bit,
but was definitely struggling. So the fact that they're able to do this with him struggling the way that he did, like Luis Garcia kind of came back down to earth. Like they've really gotten contributions from unlikely guys.
I wish
to a lesser extent, Jacob Young on the shelf as well.
To a much lesser extent, Jacob Young on the show.
I mean, you lose your Gold Glover. You're like that's an impact.
I wish we got.
That's like saying we lost Gold Glover Carlos Santana. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I would say that.
Hey!
The field defense is a lot more.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Where's the Carlos Santana apology form?
Carlos Santana apology form.
I would like to see Mackenzie Gore with a catcher who isn't the worst framer in the history of baseball. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I do feel bad watching him pitch sometimes where I'm like,
Hebert is
for a guy that gets a
bad
lot of strikeouts,
plate,
they need like a Jacob Stallings kind of ball player more than they need anything right now.
Yeah, they just need like a solid defender who can't hit. Like Hebert, go play first base, go DH, go do anything other than catch.
Well, they've got a good first baseman. You know who has a never-ending supply of good catchers, it seems, at the major league level?
The Yankees?
No. The Miami Marlins.
The Miami Marlins catcher is a Yankee. He was ours. We gave them to.
Okay, if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bike, dude. He's on the Marlins now. He's on the Marlins now. It doesn't matter.
He's a Yankee system.
Guess what? I'm not even necessarily talking about him. You know who else they have that's also, for some reason, just an utter fucking dog that's a catcher for them? I want everyone right now to go look up Liam Hicks and Nick Fortes on Fangraphs, dude. It's absurd.
I think
Not Nick
Fangraphs
Fortes.
might be down for me right now.
Go look
Nope,
at
it's
Liam
back.
Hicks. Go look at Liam Hicks on Fangraphs right now. Just a casual 124 WRC plus as a catcher as well. Short King, by the way, 5'9". Respect him. I'm just saying. The Marlins have a very surprising catching tandem, triad even. It's been very fun to see. All right, the NL West. The Dodgers looking decidedly human.
Yeah.
They absolutely pantsed the Yankees over the weekend. So was
they one of the games they pantsed the Yankees. The other two were close.
What was the run differential over the 3 games?
I mean, they beat us by 16 in one game. I don't know if that's fair.
Yeah, exactly. You see, you're arguing too small of a sample size. You gotta use all the games. My sample size of 3 is somehow valid.
Drew, you also forget that this means that the Cubs have a transitive 32-run win over the Yankees.
Rudy,
I believe that counts. I do believe that. The Dodgers look decidedly human. I mean, they're still projected.
Nobody other than Yamamoto can stay healthy in their rotation.
But dude, they signed Blake Snell and Tyler Glass.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think was going to happen?
Me when club signs injury-prone pitchers and then they get hurt.
The Dodgers are actually the definite. Dodgers fans are 100%.
But also all of their bullpen pieces got hurt too. Like Kopech is hurt, Kirby Yates is hurt.
The Dodgers are.
I mean, cut this out, but Kopech is hurt. Good.
The Dodgers fans are they fell for it again award when it comes to starting pitching. Well, guys, this is the year it's going to be. I'm like, you're not getting 200 out of Clayton Kershaw, buddy. You're going to get 84, and you're going to like it. And then he's going to get lit up in the playoffs, and you're going to like it. Like that, I don't know. It's interesting. Again, obligatory. I just saw Baseball America. Dodgers now have 10 of our top 100 prospects. Oh, brother, enough. Enough, dude. I'm so sick of that shit. Padres. Again, I said it. The most ethically ran baseball club in Major League Baseball. I fucking love the Padres' method of being a team. It rocks. No one is safe. No one is safe unless you are a franchise player. That's how it's supposed to be.
And they lock up their franchise players to actual deals.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's awesome. The stadium's dope. The uniforms are dope. I wish nothing but good things on the Padres. The Giants. They're hanging around. They're doing their thing.
They are.
It feels like a very strange Wario version of the Cardinals is how I would describe the Giants season. It's been, I don't know. They finally listened to us and they pulled Jordan Hicks out of the rotation, inserted Hayden Birdsong, like we said pretty please for multiple times. I think the biggest issue with the Giants right now, +3 run differential isn't going to get it done. You got to find a way to get more.
And I think that comes kind of from they need that to come from the guys who haven't been hitting yet.
Willie Adames.
Yeah.
And they need maybe Patrick Bailey to be like a little bit
a league average hitter.
A little bit closer to bad hitter than worse.
So
everyone thinks they've got the next Yadier Molina until it's
time
to hit shows up.
If you go down the Giants' top batting stats, like F4 leaders, by WRC plus, it's 125, 114, 138, 43, 104, 104, 106.
Dude, I will say, Elliot Ramos had a absolutely nuclear 6 or 7 weeks last year. Ended up with so last year he slashed 269, 322, 469, had 22 home runs. All in all, like a 120 WRC plus. All in all, sort of did his job. Had to play some atrocious center field because Jung-Hoo Lee was hurt. And then this year,
who has been awesome as well.
Yeah, and then this year he gets to play left field, which he's much more comfortable in, and he is still Barry Bonds against lefties, but he's holding his own against right-handed pitching, which has been great. He had 2.3 FWAR in 120 games last year. He's already got 1.5 and 57 this year. Big thing as well. He had 6 steals last year. He's got 5 this year, and he's 5 for 7, so he's kind of getting that on merit too. So I don't know. He was a former first round pick. You paid the big money to, and back in 2017 as a high schooler. So I don't know, just kind of that case of don't get prospect fatigue. The guy got a cup of coffee at 23 that didn't go super well, got the chance at age 24, really proved himself. And at age 25, he's building on it. So I'm really excited to see what he can kind of do.
Matt Chapman, also awesome. Very
and running, which is
heck of a ball player.
Yeah.
I mean, he just I'm looking at his stats now, and I feel like for a couple of years there, it felt like Matt Chapman wasn't the same player anymore. And now looking back, it's like, no, he's been around.
He kind of just flew under the radar of just being amazing every single year.
Yeah, he's going to give you the quietest 3.3 FWAR of your life. But
exactly. We're looking at 7 years running now where 3 WAR is his floor.
There you go. That's what it takes, man.
And he'll give you occasionally he'll have a 5 WAR season, and he's just amazing every single year.
Yeah.
It's just he's one of the more underrated players in the game, in my opinion.
Which is crazy because we went through this cycle 8 years ago of Matt Chapman is one of the more underrated players in the game. And then he somehow has gone back to be without ever playing poorly, has gone back to being one of the most underrated players in the game.
I think the only time he got kind of a fair amount of press for how good he was is his last year in Toronto, where he was hitting the shit out of the ball, and everybody was he's going to get a massive contract,
and then he did.
Well, he got a
lot of opt-outs, and then he had this first year in San Francisco, and Buster Posey went, we're going to pay you real money.
Yeah, so he has gotten his real contract, and I'm happy for him.
Also, I will say, dude, insanely funny gamble going with Buster Posey, but boy, is that working out well. I don't know how long.
I don't think it'll work out long term. I think his process has been significantly worse than it was.
I don't know, man. I don't hate his process.
Buster Posey's process wouldn't have signed Jung Hoo Lee.
I don't know.
I think they made a lot of really good moves a couple years ago to set up the success that's coming now.
Yeah, but Farhan was getting puppeted by Posey to get those moves done.
Come on now.
That's not even a joke. That's why Farhan got fired. Buster Posey completely circumvented Farhan to get the Chapman extension done.
Yeah, but I don't think it's fair to say that Farhan was being puppeted for the last 5 years to...
Not 5, but for maybe the last couple of years he was there, I think he probably was. I think there's a reason,
but
I think there's a reason they didn't do it. I think there's a reason they didn't do a search and they just went for Buster immediately. They knew.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of their Buster Posey has kind of gone the anti-analytics route of he wants guys that hit for average, and it's I don't agree with his everything he's been saying in his press releases is this doesn't seem like it's going to work out long term.
I don't know. I mean, you can be a Elliot Ramos and hit for average where he hits the piss out of the ball. He's not going to walk, but he's going to hit for average. That guy can exist in a way that I think modern baseball has room for.
Sure.
If you want to talk about things not working out and going horribly, with 2 teams to go, you'd think I'd be talking about the Rockies. I'm talking about the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Ooh,
they might sell.
Merrill Kelly is who's gonna get him?
The Cubs.
Yeah.
It stinks.
And
that
Suarez
Merrill Kelly stinks of Cub, dude. He reeks of
yet another 91-mile-an-hour fastball to the Cubs.
Sandy Alcantara has pitched himself out of being traded.
To the Cubs, yeah. Funny. Yeah, Merrill Kelly, another 91-mile-per-hour fastball, and somehow he's going to increase his fastball usage as a Cub.
Correct. It's
the Cubs are allergic to signing somebody who can throw 95.
Burn. How far we've come. The humble
hey.
At least our starters throw 95.
Put some respect on Brad Keller's name. please.
I'm not putting respect on Brad Keller's name.
No.
Corbin Burns'
Not gonna
elbow may have gone pop goes the weasel.
Yeah.
Eduardo Rodriguez has been horrendous.
Stinky poo-poo butt.
I will say, to
Zach
give Erod a
Gallen
little bit of
has
slack,
been
that dude's got an ERA over 7 and a FIP of like 4. So
Yeah.
perhaps don't give up home runs is what I would say to Erod.
That
That's
seems
been
like
the
a good
main
tip.
issue. Do not give up home runs. Say no to home runs. Say no to home runs. Yeah, I don't know. This team is just kind of mid. The fact that Shelby Miller has been like their 5th best pitcher, boy, how things have come full circle for him in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I think
dude, he's got
are on a road of like kind of selling off all of their older pieces. Like Eugenio Suarez, he's gone. Merrill Kelly, he's gone. A lot of their bullpen guys are gone. Like they are setting themselves up to sell. Like they're like
crazy.
Being 3 games under 500 entering June and losing Corbin Burns. Like
Yeah,
you're
that's
not
tough.
in a tough division. Like there's no way that they get to the deadline and are 10 games over 500. Like there's no world where that happens.
Suarez is kind of min-maxing offensive production to number of home runs hit.
Yeah, definitely.
By the way,
Carson was-
Kerry Bonds 3-homer game.
Oh, what a night for my fantasy team.
And
let's talk about a tough division, a ragged division. Let's talk about a red-hot baseball team, less than 10 minutes off of their 10th win of the year.
a 1-game winning streak.
Hey, hey. That's a win. You win another, that's 2 in a row. You win a third, that's called a winning streak. Shout out Major League.
2's a streak.
Let's talk about this baseball team. Kyle Freeland, 3.7 FIP, 3.7 xFIP. His actual ERA is a 5.7, but like, how about it, Kyle Freeland? I have nothing nice to say about this baseball team. It as someone that had to watch them play baseball recently because they were playing the Cubs, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be awesome if the Rockies could steal one? If you're a Rockies fan watching this, know that you are heard and you are loved, and I have so much respect for you. It sounds like I'm being sarcastic. I'm being so serious. It is depressing to watch this team play baseball. I'm rooting for these guys. I think it's tremendously unfair because a lot of them are out of their element because the front office is antiquated and just doesn't have. Like I learned today that, did you know that they use publicly available Stuff Plus models because they don't have an internal one?
And as of 2023, they had 1 person working in their analytics department, and I think it's moved up to 3 people.
Listen, I'm going to say this now. PSA for baseball people: Denver is a nice place to live. I've got some family out there. It's a nice place to live. You might be able to write your salary off as charitable work.
Chris Bryant making a lot of money to live there and do nothing else.
Man, please help.
So, without looking, how many guys do you think have taken a plate appearance for the Rockies this year?
Taken a plate appearance?
Yes.
33.
I'm going to guess the number is like 20. I'm not even kidding with that.
It's 23. 33 would be absurd.
Bro, yeah. I thought I was overshooting it still. I was like, what's a number I can say that won't make me seem like a dumbass? That's like a slight exaggeration. Jesus Christ.
23 have taken a play. Because that's why I like – exactly.
A full roster.
I like pulled up their page on Fangraphs, and I just expanded to see all the players, and I'm like, Jesus, like this list takes up my entire computer screen.
How many are over 100 WRC plus? How many are over 90? Let's do that.
3.
Okay, well.
No. Let's Rudy, I'll be charitable and say I don't care if it's 1 plate appearance. I'll count.
That is an important distinction to make.
Oh fuck. Is it 0 if I didn't say
I
that?
think Tovar is over 100.
No.
There's
So
no way
if you're going for over 90 of guys who have actually like taken plate appearances, there's 2. It's Jordan Beck and Hunter Goodman. We're at 105 and 94. And then if you drop any plate appearance requirement, Sam Hilliard in 8 plate appearances is at a 259, and Orlando Arcia in 6 plate appearances is at a 309.
That's sustainable. Better than Judge.
Yep, definitely.
So yeah.
Great, dude. This is why anyone that has purchased OTP 26, I dare you to turn challenge mode on and do a Rocky save. I dare you. I did no challenge mode, and I at least got them to a winning record in like 4 years. It involved me eating so much money.
For Chris Bryant?
I just like straight up.
Oh, you traded for like all the.
I managed to pay. I paid 95% of his salary for him to be on the Astros, and he played like left field for the Astros. But I paid 95% of the salary, and I took on like a absolute nothing prospect. Like it was borderline. It was basically free, but I just needed it out of the lineup. Like I didn't want it on the bench.
That's hilarious.
Christ, dude! Like what's
it's one extra spot on the 40 to keep a guy from getting drafted in the real 5.
McMahon is their most productive position player with a 79 WRC plus and 0.7 F4 on the.
He has been unlucky
defense.
in terms of Woba next Woba.
Yeah, he plays for the Rockies, dude. I'd say he's been pretty unlucky.
Yeah,
that too.
Ew.
All right.
I mean, like 282 BABIP, you can't be like, oh, he's gonna turn it around. Like
it is Coors that should be higher.
Yeah, I think
you could make the argument at 282.
He has been
unlucky. The Braves have named Freddie Gonzalez as acting third base coach on the Major League roster. Matt Tuiasosopo has accepted a position as a minor league infield coordinator. Hey, sometimes
legendary name.
Insert that meme. Sometimes a toothpick changes everything.
Like, yeah, Ryan McMahon so far this year has a 305 WOBA and a 345 xWOBA.
Okay.
That's pretty significant.
That's a gap, yeah.
That's tough.
Oh, Christ. I'm watching Michael A. Taylor in the year of our Lord 2025.
Did you know he's from Lake Forest?
No.
He was born in Lake Forest. I had no clue when I went to the Sox game. It said like it shows where they were born. I thought he was from like I didn't think he was from like North Shore suburbs. I knew he was from Chicago, but I thought he was from like Chicago. Like I thought he went to like Simeon or like.
Oh, I didn't even know he was from Chicago.
Yeah, I thought he went to I for some reason I thought he went to one of like the really nice privates in Chicago, but he went to Lake Forest.
He singled. All right. This I don't know if I vibe with this White Sox score bug where the top and the bottom of the inning arrows are the star from the Chicago flag.
Yeah, it makes it look like it's the All-Star game or the 4th of July. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And also fire your play-by-play. That guy sucks.
Oh, I'm not listening.
You shouldn't. Keep that shit on mute. He is terrible.
And frankly, I don't know why I have the White Sox broadcast at all instead of the Tigers. MLB TV just kind of picks one for me.
It's Rudy. It's always the home team.
Oh, word.
There you go. Unless it's a team that you have marked as a favorite. And
because I was gonna say I do always get marquee, but
yeah, you will. Unless you have a team marked as a favorite, then it will automatically do that for home team.
Yeah.
That's why it threw me on Sunday because the Cardinals-Rangers game was like, wake up with Roku. And it was the dumbass Rangers score bug. And it was just like, all right, guys. All right.
The thing about Apple TV maybe taking over all of ESPN's rights and like having the division or the wild card is so awful.
Not really. The graphics are really nice and the picture quality.
Yeah, but it's like a $20 a month subscription. It's so
I've been paying that for like 4 years, dude. I don't care. I mean, I got it because Ted Lasso was good, and then
I used my free trial on Ted Lasso.
I'll say this: Apple TV is not a bad subscription to have. Also, I also have the MLS season pass.
I don't think it's a bad subscription, but I think having to have a subscription to watch playoff baseball is stupid.
Yeah,
you kind of already have to.
You do already have to, yeah. If you're in for MLS too, then it's not a bad deal for Apple TV.
Oh yeah, for sure. The MLS thing is nice. Here's what it really needs to be: just direct to consumer, but through Apple TV. It's not hard. I want that nice picture quality. And I want an excuse to fire whoever the Cardinals color commentary do. Mark Sweeney or some shit. They're not having Brad Thompson do as many games. And they're having Brad Thompson like stay in the studio for pre and post game stuff. And I don't like it. I like Brad as color commentary. I'm going to give a hot take. Middle relievers make excellent color commentary, guys.
Jeff Nelson would beg to differ.
I enjoy Brad Thompson.
He has been awful in the game.
I mean, the best booth in baseball is when it's Benetti and Wainwright on Fox. That is the best booth that combo I have heard.
I love listening to David Cohn. He's my favorite guy out of the Yankees booth, by far. The thing that I love about David Cohn is that like he actually like keeps up with analytics. Like he talked about seam shifted wake on a broadcast a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "That's so cool."
I encourage you to listen to a Tigers game, man. I'm serious. If you want to listen to like analytics in a way that's very fun, Benetti does a great job with it. And then Wainwright brings in that blend of I'm from Georgia.
I'm a little bit older when it comes to baseball.
He's got that sort of I just write country songs and I had a nice curveball, and like that's a great combo to have with Benetti. Wayno's very like sitting and listening to the radio on the front porch kind of vibes, and Benetti provides, I think, good analytics. Also, the greatest thing that Fox and Wainwright and Benetti do, they make AJ Pierzynski tolerable. That's pretty cool. That's hard to do.
That's Herculean, bro.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's very impressive to be able to pull that off.
Can you guess the last Tiger to have 3 home runs in a game and what year it happened in?
Brandon Inge, 2006.
Not that old.
Akil Badu, 2021.
Older than that.
Maglio Ordonez, 2014.
Okay.
I think Maglio was retired by then. But,
no, he wasn't. He was on MLB The Show 15 roster.
Oh. But it was a little bit older than that.
Older than that?
A little bit more recent than 2014.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, more recent than 2014.
Maglio Ordonez did retire way earlier than I thought he did. Who am I confusing him with? Who was it? I'm tired of guessing.
So it's like 2016?
Yes.
Is that the year?
2016 is the year.
Who's the dude Scott hates with a passion? The white outfielder?
It's
Ryan Rayburn.
Yeah.
That's the guy. You definitely pulled the name.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Victor Martinez. My bad. Victor Martinez.
It was Victor Martinez.
3
home run game, June 16th, 2016. 9 years.
I can't tell you the last time the Cardinals had a 3 home run game. Actually, yeah, I can.
It
was Matt Carpenter against the Cubs.
Fuck off.
Aaron Judge had one earlier.
I didn't think it was possible for me to get. I didn't think it was possible for me to get tired of hearing about fucking salsa, bro.
Oh my god! You know what the worst part is? That salsa they made it and they had at grocery stores. It was fucking good, dude. That salsa they made it like a bad promotion. My Nana got it and was like, "Yeah, I thought I'd send some to you," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it. Why not?" And I was like, "God damn it, this is actually good." I was like, "How is it possible? How has this happened to me?"
I have.
Shout out to Matt Carpenter. He just formally announced his retirement.
Just now?
Yeah, I think he was maybe last year he was like replacement level. So I think maybe he was hoping that like a Yankees type team would pick him up again as like a, you know what I mean, like a last bat off the bench World Series time. But oh well. I mean, what did he do last year? Like I want to say he had like a 690 OPS and like 6 homers. Like it wasn't anything impressive, but
yeah,
690 OPS, 4 homers. Still got on base at a 320 clip. He had something in the tank, maybe. But also the same guy that was one of the Rays players that refused to wear the Pride hat.
The patch.
Wow. Yeah. So it sounds like, well, I mean, that makes sense. He got ejected in a high leverage situation because he's just so tired of winning.
Yeah, exactly. So tired
of winning. It's too much winning.
Yeah, the White Sox have actually had one more player take a plate appearance this year than the Rockies have. They've had 24 different guys
Okay, but for
go up and hack it for them.
For them, that's like not terrible though, because they're calling up players that are better. And they've also had some strange injury stuff too.
They gave 200 of those plate appearances to Andrew Vaughn, who's doing his best Chris Davis impression.
Man, dude, I can't tell you how much joy.
What was he like,
that
4th
lazy,
overall
fat
in the
sack
draft?
of shit is falling off.
Yeah, he was like 4th overall, and apparently they just did not give a fuck about actually developing him as a player, and neither did he.
No, Rudy, it's not that. It's not that. It's his dad is terrible for his development. So, like, there's a ton of stuff. I listen to this is not just like my opinion. I've read not just like my White Sox friends being White Sox fans. I have heard multiple reputable sources go on Baseball America, Baseball Prospectus, Fangraphs, Athletic content, talking about how he would really benefit from like pulling fly balls. Like he is physically strong enough to hit 40 home runs and would really benefit from that. And apparently he is so averse. He's like, well, but like hitting for contact, like that's what got me to the big leagues. Like that's what got me drafted really high. And his dad is apparently his like personal trainer type shit and is like really in his ear about it. And so the running thing, it's not that the White Sox are like wholly inadequate. They have brought these changes up to him and he is not, he doesn't want to do them. Like he would rather hit 275 and hit 20 home runs and WRC plus 105 than hit like 230 with 30 home runs and probably WRC plus like 115. He would rather do the former than the latter.
Okay, that's all fine and good if you hit 275.
Correct, but you hit 250.
He's hitting, yeah, in a good year. This year it's 189.
Right. And so it's just really interesting because totally right. I thought it was an LOL White Sox moment, but everything I've heard about it is that he is stubborn and not willing to make change. And you can look at his rolling chart even before he got sent down. Like his ISO just it's not like there isn't a noticeable effort to raise or lower Ks. There's not a noticeable effort to raise or lower the walk rate. Like he just exists as a player, and it's very strange why he is so against it. I'll be honest. I was going into the year, and some White Sox fans didn't really want to hear me on this opinion, but I was saying if he has another year where he's just a negative 0.1 player, I'd say he's a DFA candidate to me. Or excuse me, he's a non-tender candidate. I don't think they should give him a contract next year. He makes $6 million. He made $6 million.
Why should they?
Like, I'm not paying $6 million for this.
No,
like
for league average now. There's so many. You can recreate that in the aggregate.
You can.
You know what's something kind of crazy going on in college baseball right now? Little Rock is up 5-1 on LSU.
That's happening?
Yeah.
Do you know what the betting odds? Do you know what the betting odds were for LSU to win tonight were?
What, like minus
3,000?
Jesus.
Oh my God.
You put $1 on Little Rock before first pitch. You'd be clearing 2 months of rent for me. Bruh.
It's only the third inning, so like obviously.
It's college ball though. No one has a bullpen.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is like LSU could score 12
Little
runs.
Rock entered the regular season 19-32. They were the 8th seed in the Ohio Valley Conference. Won the conference in an auto bid, and they might upset LSU on the road.
Oh my God,
it is crazy. I thought you were going to bring up the fact that that Shreveport went undefeated, dude.
No. It's
NAIA college baseball. LSU Shreveport went 59-0.
Yeah, I saw that.
First
and then
ever
now the top. Well, the SEC is getting exposed as frauds because the top 2 teams have already gone out. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Is the SEC being exposed for being fraudulent at sports?
I was gonna bring up something completely different, which is I went to Savant to check out Andrew Vaughn's stuff, right? And the first article that they recommend there.
Wait, Murray State beat Ole Miss.
Yes, dude.
That's crazy.
That's what I did. What is the article they recommend? Sorry.
So it's about Cal Raleigh, right? And I'll back Salvador Perez within reason until the day I die.
Within reason is a stretch, but all right.
But they're asking whether Cal Raleigh has a chance at the best catching season ever. And Salvador Perez is in like the splash art for this article. Why? Why?
48 home runs in a year.
I just look.
And his WRC plus was 125. Like,
yeah, it's 2012 Yachty, 2012 Buster, and like
let me
what Cal Raleigh might do this year. And like there's a prime Pudge year that I'm forgetting that needs to get thrown in there, but yeah, Rudy, exactly what we were talking about with Vaughn. When you go look at his Savant, he's always hit the ball hard, but like he refuses to change the way that he swings. It's absurd. And like he prioritizes this like bat to ball approach, which helps him not have a crazy strikeout rate, but also means he's not fucking walking. Like, dude, just strike out 27% of the time and walk like 9% of the time. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can be Trevor Larnach, bro. Like, it's okay to be Trevor Larnach.
Yeah. So in terms of like WAR, 2012 Buster Posey has the most for any catcher ever, 9.8. Yeah. After that, 1972 Johnny Bench had 9.2. Piazza in 97 had 9.1. Gary Carter, Joe Mauer, Brian McCann, Josh Gibson, but like he would have.
Oh, I'm sorry, we are forgetting that there is no best catcher season.
Josh Gibson had 8.1 F4 in 69 games.
Yeah, we're forgetting that Josh Gibson probably has like a 30 WAR season somewhere with legitimate record keeping. Like,
yeah. Josh Gibson had 8.1 WAR in 69 games, bro.
Nice.
251 WRC plus.